If you ask my daughter the same question, do you think your father loves you? I would hope to God she says yes. I'll be devastated if she says no. But I have that doubt, and that's one of the reasons I'm here to see what do I need to do to make myself a better person and create that atmosphere that my daughter's willing to step across that line and, you know, give me a hug and look me in the eye and say, I love you, Dad.
Approximately 3 months ago, my 13-year-old daughter came to me and told me that a friend of the family had been sexually abusing her.
There was an incident, you know, there was abuse there that she's not willing to talk about.
When I was little, he just started doing stuff really inappropriate.
My daughter told me that when the abuse began, she was approximately 8 years old. He was going to her in the middle of the night.
I was sleeping on the couch. He started touching me, and then he raped me. I didn't know what to do, and he kept telling me if I told anybody, it would be my fault. He just made me feel really bad, and I didn't tell anybody.
She doesn't give me details, and so I don't know how much to push.
I was afraid that he would come and find me. I never talked to my dad about it.
She begged me not to tell him because she was afraid he would be really angry.
We don't let our children sit on strangers' laps, or regardless if it's family, friends, or an uncle. And my wife defied that, so I feel anger and resentment on that side.
I'm embarrassed to say we haven't talked about it because he's so non-emotional.
I don't know the complete facts of sort of, you know, what had happened.
He doesn't have the skills to know how to deal with it.
It's something that we've swept under the rug, and it's an issue that we need to address.
Even though I know it still needs to be dealt with.
How long after it happened did she tell you?
A few years, about 3 years. And then she was at school. I think everybody's let her down. She was at school and told her best friend, what would you do if you were raped? That friend luckily recognized that it was her that she was talking about, because she said, but basically it went to the counselor at the school who called me, and I'm like, what do we do? Do we call the police? And she was like, well, you guys can handle it.
I assume you did call the police.
No, nothing's been done. That's not, the school dropped it. We were in the middle of moving from...
It's not their daughter, it's your daughter. But you haven't gotten her counseling for it either?
No.
Have you had any conversation with her about it at all?
Well, the only conversation I was able to have with her is that, you know, I let her know that, you know, fundamentally I did something wrong because I wasn't there to protect her. She didn't want to talk to me about it, and my conversation ended with her. I said, look, I'm your father. I'm here if you ever want to sit down and talk about it. But she just wouldn't even face me.
You said you would be devastated if she thought that you didn't love her. And you've read her diary entries? Let me share them with you. She writes, I am the girl that no one cares about. I'm the one that tries to do her best, but no one cares. I am the girl whose dad treats me like trash. I am the girl who cries at night because her dad is unequal to his children, especially me. I am that girl. This girl wants to run away from her dad. This girl is hurt inside and cries at night. And then she drew this picture of now, where she is hanging from a tree in the park, and heaven, where she will be when it's over, and says, God will make this pain go away and never let anything like this happen. He is my protector.
It's devastating.
We'll be right back.
My father was murdered when I was 6. I was shipped off to boarding school early. If you can imagine the Charles Dickens book, and you hear those horror stories of a traditional British boarding school, that is sort of the upbringing that I was raised. It just made me stronger.
Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.